Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in. My name is Bradley, also known as the Swim Coach, and today we're going to be having a chat about Game Week 22, which players to look out for. But first of all, we're going to look at the fixtures. There's some big fixtures this weekend. So, um, the deadline is 11 o'clock on the 17th. So please make sure you're aware of that. That is UK time. Try and make sure you know what your local time is when your deadline is for the FPL. So let me show you the fixtures for game week 22. So we do start off with the Manchester Derby. It is a 12:30 kickoff. It is Manchester United versus Manchester City. So that is a very nice start to seedings. Then we've got 5 games at 3 o'clock. We have Chelsea versus Brentford. We have Leeds versus Fulham. We have Liverpool versus Burnley. We have Spurs versus West Ham. We have Sunderland versus Crystal Palace. And then finish off on Saturday at 5:30. We have Nottingham Forest versus the mighty Arsenal. So that rounds it off for the Saturday. And then we have 2 games on the Sunday. We have Wolves versus Newcastle at 2 o'clock. And at the later game, we have Aston Villa versus Everton at 4:30. And then we do have 1 game on the Monday night, which is Brighton versus Bournemouth at 8 p.m. So that is our roundup of our fixtures. So now let's talk about the top players that have been selected and the reason why. Um, and I think that some of them could be all right. For me, I've got some dodgy or some harsh decisions to make. So it's going to be an interesting one for me. Um, Now, Thiago is the top player in against Chelsea. Do I like that? Kind of, yes. Do I think Thiago could do well against Chelsea? I don't know. It's purely because of the new manager that Chelsea have got. But yeah, he's managed 2 games. One was the FA Cup against PR, I think it was. And the other one was the League Cup against Arsenal. Okay, they did concede 3 goals, but they also did score 2 goals. So I don't know. I don't know. For me personally, if he's in your team, keep him. I wouldn't probably buy him in. Um, I would probably look to see where else you could probably buy. Maybe someone like maybe yeah, probably actually no. I'll probably agree with you at the moment. If you look at the list on here at the forwards, yeah, it's probably Watkins. Maybe is the only other one. With against Everton, but still, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, so it's mainly midfielders and defenders I would probably go for this game week, to be honest, like everyone else has gone. Gabriel, you can't go wrong with Gabriel at the moment. Bruno Guimaraes, again, I do like it that not many, only 20% of people got them, or 30%. That's quite nice. Wilson is one of my struggles because at the moment he's on my bench. Do I put him in? But then who do I take out? So that's an interesting one there. Rice, well, he's just getting assists quite a lot, and he's quite informed at the moment. Uh, Calvin Lewin, again, doing well against Fulham. Tricky as it's at Leeds. Maybe he's the only other forward that I would probably go for over Thiago. Um, but against Fulham, Penning, they haven't got all their players back from AFCON yet, I believe. So that could be a bit of a problem for Fulham. Uh, Simeo, now with his transfer to Man City, would I put him straight in for the Manchester derby? I would probably have him on the bench and then bring him on. And I think that's where he would do well. So you're not going to get your 4 points. Um, okay, yes, he did play in the FA Cup game, and he played in the League Cup game. So he's already had a little time with his teammates. So okay, I think that could be a good option. If you got him in before that deadline, potentially you've got 4 Manchester City players in your team. Um, and that could be a big, thing for some people if they're being very, very smart about it. I did say people try to do it. It'd be interesting to see who actually does do it from our league. Um, and also who gets the top points if they done exactly the same thing. Bruno Fernandes, again, is good, but do I have it against the City? Maybe not. Then they've got Arsenal next game, and then they've got Fulham. So they've got 2 hard games, United. But I wouldn't probably have United players in my team. Um, I would probably just keep with the maybe City, because City have got Wolves next game. So that's a big deal. Um, Rodgers doing well. Form wise, 5. Okay. But again, 31. When I say there's a lot of people that go 31 over 30%, that's when you're looking at, do you gain points off of them or not? So that's an interesting one. Someone like Collins down here at Brentford, um, against Chelsea. Ooh, maybe not. They could potentially score. Um, Man, Oiwaki. I do apologize if I do get the name wrong. Um, but for him, you're going against Palace, who could do well, but Palace have had a little bit blip at the moment. That could be interesting. Timbers is a good shout. Um, Burts for Liverpool could be a good shout as well, especially against Burnley. And then they've got Bournemouth the week after. So Burts actually could be a good shout out. Now I'm going to go down the list and see again. You got a few Newcastle players here. Verts, sorry, Watermarter, Frimpong could be a nice option for defenders, but would you go for someone like um, Gabriel over Frimpong? I'll go Gabriel. Okay, it's 3.3 million more or such. But some Liverpool players haven't got that points wise as such. For me, yeah, someone Haaland's there, but look at Haaland. 74% of people have Erling Haaland. So you're not gaining much. Most people will have Haaland as captain. Do I think he would do well against Man City? Yes. Do I think he could get a hot head against City, against United? Yes. Um, so I think that could be an option. I think Foden, maybe with Simeo coming in, I think that could be a good help. Um, I think that could work out. Also, I think Brighton players could be a good shout, and there's not many Brighton players that are on this list. So for me, I would go with some Brighton players, um, especially when they've got Bournemouth who lost their main man. They've got to try and find someone else in. Okay, Brighton then do have Fulham. Then they've got Everton. So they've got some nice, good games coming up. So for me personally, I would go with that Brighton contingents of players. Now, if you look at Brighton um, points wise, okay, form wise, not great, but as you can look, you can gain loads of points off people if you have them in your team. So that is something you guys out there got to look out for. For me personally, I think Welbeck would do well, um, especially when he's at home. Um, okay, this game week they are at home. It's Monday night. That could be a good option. Now, the other thing is, have they added him to the list? Oh, should have done. No. Okay, fine. Um, there are some players that are probably going to come back um, to their old clubs. I've heard Brighton are looking at someone that was at Brighton beforehand, so that could be an interesting one. I think who's the other one? There's another player that could be an option. Oh yeah, gonna have to say this first. They have made a good signing as such, or as it were, not on here yet, not come through. So, oh yeah, yeah, Conor Gallagher could be a good option um, for him. Um, I think he's done really well in the past. Um, yes, he was a Chelsea kit on there, which that ain't gonna go down well with FPL. Not done that. They put their Chelsea kit on him. So that needs to be sorted out. Um, see? So yeah. So I think also West Ham need to get Mike on. Rumors are Luka Paquetá may be wanting to go. That's going to be a big deal if that does. Sorry, but West Ham, you're going down. Um, so yeah, so have a look into that, ladies and gentlemen. But for now, thank you very much for watching and stay tuned for tomorrow's video. I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye from now.